Please be advised that this video is for the sole purpose of entertainment. Any views are purely my own, are subjective and may not necessarily be true. I do, however, do extensive research for all of my videos. All photos have been found on the public domain. I am using them under the fair use and fair dealing guidelines. I urge everybody to do their own research. Well, hello, it's Murky Meg here. It's Saturday the 9th of November and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, who are understood to be poised to take their 6-week break imminently, are reported to be house hunting in California. According to television producer Nick Bullen, in a new documentary called Meghan for President, which I've mentioned in previous videos, the couple could create 3 global bases. That's 3. That would be England, America, and one other, and I wonder what that other one will be. Possibly Africa? He said, I hear from people who know them well that they are house hunting in California and they are coming over for Thanksgiving to have a look at them. I'd like to know where they're actually getting this type of money from, because Harry is only estimated around about $40,000. I say only, I mean for anybody that's ordinary like you and I, that is a vast, hugely massive sum of money. But for them, not a lot to live on when their lifestyle is so expensive. But of course, they will want a very lavish place to base themselves in, won't they? So I've had a look at house prices. I've done this in previous videos, so I thought I'd just revisit it a little bit, seeing as the topic is becoming more and more real. And it isn't cheap. Now, the problem that I have with this is that the taxpayer has paid out $2.4 million, and that's an estimate. We still have the next financial year's money that has been put into this to come along with it. It's around about probably £3 million, not dollars, pounds. We've renovated Frogmore Cottage, so if that's only going to be a part-time residence and they're going to spend more time elsewhere, are we, the taxpayer, going to have to pay for this? It's a massive issue with me. Who pays for their properties? Who pays for their securities? Who pays for their expenses while they're out in America? Who pays for their wardrobes? Everything. If they're not on British soil, who pays for them? And that is a question I think every single British taxpayer should really ask. Whether or not we get the right answers, who knows? And here's my second problem. Meghan's really keen that Archie grows up understanding his American roots. Her American heritage is incredibly important to her, so I can see a world in which they probably have 3 bases. The base in the UK for their royal duties, a base in the States for their global work, and then also possibly somewhere in Africa, because Africa is incredibly important to both of them. Meghan definitely wants a place in Los Angeles. She loves the city, the lifestyle and the climate, said friends of the ex-Hollywood actress. In my opinion, she's never been Hollywood, but I'll get onto that a little bit later on. The friend continues, ultimately she's a California girl and can breathe easier there. Hollywood is in her DNA, and I think it is where she has always wanted to keep a solid footing. Spending time there would also allow her some freedom and independence from both the palace and the press, and more control over her life and the people around her. And there lies my problem, is that she has vilified Britain now that she cannot even contemplate living here. Is that our fault? Is that the press's fault? Or is that their fault? Whose fault is it? If she hadn't have hired so many disastrous PR companies to try and save her failing reputation, I don't think things would have been this bad. If she had adopted to our sensibility and our protocols and the way that our monarchy works, again, I don't think things would be quite so bad. If she hadn't hid away Archie's birth, again, not quite so bad. It's all her own doing. And yet what she's doing now is going riding off with her tail between her legs saying, I'm being vilified, they don't like me, poor little me. Victim mentality. It's a classic trait of narcissists. So if they did go off and make a base in California, would the British taxpayer be happy if they were part-time royals who still get their lifestyle paid for by us? It's a serious question that I want answering. I also have a problem with the fact that it's been said that Archie must understand his American roots. Well, that I agree with, but what about his UK roots? The British taxpayer does pay a substantial amount towards Harry and Meghan and ultimately Archie, but we have yet to be graced with seeing this child. We've been graced with a few photographs, but we haven't actually been blessed with seeing him presented to us as a family to be photographed and videoed. There was a very small bit when he was born. That was just a farce, to be honest, and everybody had this nasty taste in the mouth because of the whole birth debacle. Or are we now at a stage where we would be happy to wave them goodbye and bon voyage, auf Wiedersehen, adios, and au revoir? But if they were part-time royals and lived part of the time in California and or Africa, what would happen to their titles? Would we be happy if they retained their titles? Could they live in California and still be the Duke and Duchess of Sussex? I think it's highly doubtful, but it's a possibility if the Queen feels that it's important that this could, in fact, modernise the monarchy. Now, a lot of British people say, we don't want it modernised, thank you very much. But she could very well do this to save Harry's undoing. Then I ask myself, as royalists, are we the people expecting too much? Has the monarchy got to change in order to survive? Should they be tied to Britain? It's a very important question, I think. And ultimately, the only person that can actually answer that question is our silent Queen. And I think it all boils down to this: to be someone who goes above and beyond for their country, who holds it dear, and the people who live within Britain, they should be the ones that represent us, not someone who is whining that it's not fair. If they move to the States, it would only be for the reason that their popularity has taken a battering, and it would be almost like they're running across the pond with their tails between their legs, shouting and complaining that nobody wants to play with them. That's not representing your country, is it? What has, in fact, Meghan done for the UK? I'd like somebody to honestly answer me that. Yes, she sat in on a few meetings about equality, petted some dogs, ate some cupcakes or baked some cupcakes, and spouted about her embryonic kicking of the Messiah child. But everything else has been a very cloak and dagger and a special secret once-in-a-lifetime meeting, and only way that the public can see it is via their Instagram account. And that's a problem with me because this is one of the main issues I have with these two. They're obsessed with Instagram. Or she is, I should say. Any event or news comes via this account, which is extremely ironic, seeing as the Wonder Boy has spouted nonsense about social media being worse than heroin. Do as I say, not as I do. I'm going to end today's video with something that has got me really quite cross yet again. So the Daily Mail did a piece on how the Duchess has swapped her usual low-key makeup look for stunning Hollywood glamour, including lash extensions and metallic lipstick. And I suspect lots and lots of hair extensions. Now this has really ticked me off because they've made it about her and not about the fallen. First off, it's not about glamour, it's about remembering with honour. And also Hollywood glamour. The problem is she isn't Hollywood. She's royal, not a celebrity. And it was supposed to be about remembering those that have fallen, not a sodding film premiere. I'm seriously getting cheesed off with this self-obsessed social climber. She needs to pick celebrity or royal. End of. A wedding or a party is a time to step up on your glam look, not a war remembrance ceremony at Westminster. And the smirkingness is totally inappropriate on this occasion. It's now becoming very clear that there are two sides of reporting when it comes to Harry and Meghan. I think it's becoming very clear and easy to spot the PR puff pieces that Sunshine Sachs put out, and I'm becoming quite irate with it. This PR firm is being paid from the foundation's money to the donors know that the money they have donated has gone into improving their reputation and that Meghan is focused solely on breaking the internet. Don't even get me started on the Hollywood glamour issue because this person has never really broken Hollywood. Look at Meghan's role actually in Hollywood and tell me which is considered Hollywood glamour. Deal or No Deal, a 2-minute sexy maid role, or perhaps Hot Girl on a Plane with Ashton Kutcher. There's been a few Hallmark B movies out there, but she hasn't broken Hollywood at all. The only time anybody actually ever took any notice of her is when she did the Vanity Fair cover, where she gushed in the interview about being wild about Harry. In truth, she would have never made it in Hollywood, and she would have been an unemployed actor after Suits ended. Going on 40 with supporting roles in Z-list shows, it's not Hollywood glamour. And that's why she would make summer trips to England to try and get into the right circles to meet rich, famous Englishmen. It's quite simple. Now, there are a lot of stories going around at the moment, and it was purposely put out by her because of the outfit that she wore. I discussed this in my previous video, but I think she wore that particular coat with the belt, which wasn't supposed to be on the coat, to start those pregnancy rumours. And lo and behold, they are all over the internet today. I'm not even going to discuss it because, quite frankly, that is her playing games with the media, yet she says we're vilifying her. The media is being mean and it's not fair. Yet she is creating the fuss. By wearing that coat in that way, bunched up with the leather belt, she has caused the media frenzy to speculate now that she is pregnant. She got what she wanted. And quite frankly, I am incensed. So tell me what you think of the proposed idea that they may well have 3 bases to go to. Do you feel that it's right for them to have those 3 homes all over the world? Or do you think that they should solely be in Britain to represent Britain? They're saying that this is for their global work, or is that just an excuse to run and hide? What do you think of the speculation that she's pregnant? Do you think that she was the one that purposely made it look like she was pregnant? And what do you think of this hoo-ha of her bringing Hollywood glamour to a remembrance service? Is it right? Is it disrespectful? As always, let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, hit subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'd like to thank everyone who has donated to my channel. It's because of your kind generosity which enables me to release worthy and interesting contents. So I say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon.